Hey guys, how you going? Welcome to your 6th Moment.js tutorial. This one is going to be about querying your moment objects. So for example, doing things like checking if a moment is before another moment or after, between, things like that. So basically it's going to be about querying or asking questions about your moment objects. So let's go inside the text editor right here and begin by taking a look at the function called isSame. So I'm going to say here console.log. I'm going to create a moment object or a moment for the 4th of June. So I'll say moment here 2019-06-04. I'm going to check if the 4th of June is the same as the 4th of June. So I can say .isSame like that. And I can say, for example, 2019-06-04. So is the 4th of June the same as the 4th of June? I can save this, refresh. And of course we get true. They are the same. So pretty self-explanatory. If I was to make this, if I was to make this the 3rd of June, they're no longer the same. So I can save this and refresh. Of course we get false. This works down to the millisecond. So for example, if I was to make this, or provide a time part, if I was to say 15, 35, 32 at 765 milliseconds and make this the same, of course we're going to get the same result and that'll be true. I can save this and refresh, we get true. If I was to make the millisecond 1 millisecond off, so 764 and 765, save this and refresh, we now get false. So it goes down to the milliseconds, but you can actually provide your own precision to that. So for example, I'm just going to get rid of the millisecond component here and go back to the second. So what if I was to say here as a second argument, what if I was to specify the units of hour? Okay, so now it's checking if the hour inside here is the same as the hour inside here. In this case, of course, it's going to be true. They are the same hour, 15 and 15. Save this and refresh, we get true. If I was to make this, for example, the 14th hour, save this and refresh, we get false. And now if I was to make this the day, they're the same day, save this, refresh, we get true. So we can see we can also provide a precision here as a second argument, which can definitely be very useful. So that is all for the isSame function. We can now move on to the isBefore function. So I'll just comment this out and then move down here. And now we're going to check if the 3rd of June is before the 4th of June. Okay, so I'm going to say here console.log moments 2019-06-04.isBefore. Similar sort of thing. I'm going to provide 2019-06-03. So now obviously the 4th is not before the 3rd, so I'm going to save this and refresh, we get false. If I was to say, is the 4th before the 5th? In this case, of course, the answer is yes. So save this and refresh, we get true. So it works in a very similar way, and you can even, once again, provide a precision. So I'm going to go down here, and well, you know what? I'll just reuse this. So what if I was to say 2019 07 18? So of course now June 4th is not before, June 4th is before July 18, so we're going to get true. Save this, refresh, we get true. But what if I was to say here, instead of nothing, we can specify a year, for example, just like that. 2019 is not before 2019, so we are now going to get false. Once again, if I was to change this to 2018, it's now going to work because 2018 is, of course, before 2019. Save this and refresh, and we get true. So just to further prove this point or demonstrate this feature, I'm going to change this to be, once again, 2019 4th of June, and then I'm going to make this one the 2nd of June and say week. So here, the 4th of June is a Thursday, the 2nd is a Tuesday. Sorry, yeah, hold on one sec, let me check this. The 2nd is a Sunday. if I'm right. Yeah, sorry, yeah, that's right. So sorry, a 4th is Tuesday, the 2nd is Sunday. So they're on the same week. So I can save this and refresh. We get false because the week of the 4th of June is the same as the week of the 2nd of June. So therefore, this week is not before this week. If I was to make this the 1st, this is now Saturday, and that is the week before. So now this one. So here, of course, this week on the Saturday is before this week on the 4th. Okay, so the week ends on a Saturday. So now save this and refresh, and we get true. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So yeah, that is all for the is before method. The same thing works for is after. So I'll show a very simple example here. I'm going to say console.log moment here 2019-06-05 dot is after 2019-06-03. Of course, yes it is. The 5th is after the 3rd, so save this and refresh, and we get true. So also, just real quickly, you can pass in here to these methods or these functions also a moment object themselves. So for example, if I was to pass in a moment object here instead of a string, it works the same way. Save this and refresh, and we get, once again, true. We also have a method called isSame or before, as well as isAfter or before. It works the exact same way, however, it checks if it's the same or before. So a bit like a greater than or equal. So for example, console.log moment 2019-06-04 dot is before 2019-06-04. This one is going to give us false because they're the same. So save this and refresh, and we get false, of course. If I was to change this to be is same or before, now save this, refresh, we get true. Okay, so that is basically it for the before and after methods. We can now take a look at the is between method. So I'm going to make 3 moments right here. So const m1 equals moment, let's say 2019-06-06, the 6th of June. Make 2 more. We're going to make one for the 5th of June and one for the 7th of June. So now I can say here console.log. I can say m1.isBetween m2 and m3. So is the 6th of June between the 5th of June and the 7th of June? Of course, the answer is yes. Save this and refresh. Of course, we get true. Let's change this to be, let's change this to be m2 is between m1 and m3. This time, what are we going to get? The answer is false. Save this, refresh, we get false. Okay, so once again, pretty straightforward there with the is between method. We've also got to check for daylight savings time. So I'm going to go down here. I'm going to say console.log a moment for 2019, the 10th of the 6th at 1:59:59. So in Australia, daylight savings kicks in at 2 AM on the 6th of October. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to say .locale. I'm going to first change my locale to be en-au. Okay, and then I'm going to say .isDST. Because we haven't reached 2 AM yet, if I save this and refresh, we get false. If I was to make the clock turn to 2 AM, now we're going to get true. Save this and refresh, we get true. So this day is, or this time, or this moment is in daylight savings time. We've also got one for checking if the object is actually a moment object. So let's go down here. I'm going to say console.log. And this one is called on the moment object itself. So we're seeing here we're using moment and then dot straight away. So moment.isMoment. We're going to pass in here, for example, let's pass in M1. So M1, just like that. So is this actually a moment? Of course, this one is a moment, so we're going to get true here. If I was to pass in a random object, such as this right here, so name Dom, this one's going to give us false. So save this and refresh, we get, oh, one sec, moment dot is moment. Try again, save this and refresh, and we get false, or true and false. A similar method is the isDate method. So I'm going to comment this out. I'm going to say console.log moment.isDate. So basically, this one checks if the argument is a native JavaScript date object. So I can say here, a new date like that. Of course, this one is a native JavaScript date object, so we'll get true for this one. If I was to pass in M1, this one's going to be false because it's a moment, not a date. And this one here, of course, similar story. We're going to get false for this random object like that. Okay. So save this once again, refresh the page for the last time, and we get true, false, and false. And that is querying your moment objects in Moment.js. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you later.